guys, so today's video is my long-lasting foundation routine for a flawless face, and I do this quite often these days, maybe every 2 days or so when I know that I'll be out for a long time and I want my makeup to last and look flawless the whole day. Now it requires quite a few products, but I really do think that this mixture and layering on of products enables you to have this quite high coverage but flawless and natural looking face that really lasts all day. And I find that whenever I do this, I go out early in the morning and I come home and it still looks perfect. So let's begin from skincare. So let's begin with a clean face, and I'm using SK2's facial treatment essence here. Just going to pat it on gently into my face. This product is safe for the eye area as well. And usually after this I'll put on some of my hair products, but I'm skipping that just for the sake of this video. And I'm just going straight to my Chanel Hydra Beauty Serum. This is something that protects from the environment as well as adds radiance and hydration. And then I'm going straight to my SK2 moisturizer, and this is my favorite skin signature cream, which really moisturizes my skin and works together really well with liquid foundations. Next I put on an illuminating cream, and I either use MAC or Chanel, and these days I've tried the Face Shop one as well, which is not too bad, but this is MAC Strobe Cream, and I'm just placing this all over my face, rubbing it in gently with my fingers. So moisturizing is complete, and after this I put on sunscreen. Now I've made this sunscreen into a separate video because there are a few sunscreens that I choose from, and I've done a video where I compared how they each apply. So if you want to see that, just click this now, otherwise we'll just move on to my foundation. So there's no particular foundations that I just strictly adhere to for this. And I always like to sort of switch around with my foundations, but today I'm going to use my Lancome Teint Miracle and Teint Idole Ultra. I'm going to just mix them together and use this synthetic paddle brush, which I really like to use because it's fuss free, and just apply it all over my face in the direction of my hair. So my number one tip for long-lasting concealer is simply to layer a few different products that work to do different things. So my very first product, which is my Estee Lauder Stay in Place Concealer, works to conceal, but only the dark and sallow tones of my face. Hehe, rah! I'm going to just apply that and use my paddle brush to pat it in gently. So as you can see, that concealer has brightened my face up, but my dark purple circles are still quite prevalent. So I'm using this salmon coloured cream concealer, which is from Bobbi Brown, and cream works really well because it is very pigmented and lasts long if you combine it together with the right products. And since it's cream, I'm really having to go in with my fingers and the paddle brush to let it blend in properly. Almost done with the concealer, just one more step. Now my third and final concealer works to illuminate the under eye circle area, and I'm using this Maybelline Mineral Power Concealer in a quite light colour. It doesn't have any orange tones to it, so that's why it doesn't work by itself to get rid of my dark circles. So I use it kind of like what the YSL Touche Eclat Radiant Touch is meant to do, which is to brighten and make your skin radiant. And this final step really lifts up the face and brightens it up. So we've layered our skincare, we've layered our concealers, and now it's time to layer our powders. Start off with a pressed powder and go for a lighter one if you can. This is a Korean one by SEP, and I'm using a large fluffy brush to apply it just down the middle of the face, and we're going to be using a darker color on the outside of the face to add a bit more dimension. Now notice that I'm using a fluffy brush and also just a tiny bit of product so as not to cake on the powder on top of all these products. So for the next powder, it can be loose, it can be pressed, it doesn't really matter. Just as long as it's one shade darker than what you used before, swirl it in with a smaller contour brush and apply it to the outer part of the face. The one thing we want to avoid is having a flat face, so this will actually add a very subtle 3D effect to your face, adding more dimension. Final step. I lie, actually, this is not the final step. Second last step is loose powder, and I'm using my Chanel one in Rose Claire, I believe. Yep, Rose Claire number 22. It's a very, very nice powder. And I'm going to just tip it upside down. I've got the sticker still stuck on there. I'm going to use another fluffy brush to basically apply all over my face. And the reason I choose loose powders last is because I believe that it settles into the fine lines and gaps that the pressed powders probably would have missed. Overall, it gives you a flawless finish and sets your foundation so well that it will last all day long. No touch-ups required. There we have it. So the final step to achieving foolproof and flawless makeup: facial mist. You could use rose water, you could use finishing sprays like the Skindinavia one, or you can use a hydrating mist. It's really up to your finish preference. If you want to have a matte finish, just go with a finishing spray. And if you want your face to have a little bit of luminosity, go for a moisture spray. Here I'm using my Cinema Secret spray, which is so refreshing. I love putting this on, and it adds this really nice natural sheen to my face instead of a sort of cakey powdery look. And our makeup routine, foundation routine is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Also, don't forget to check out my makeup tutorial for this cute look, my brow tutorial, and of course my sunscreen comparison review. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. 다음에 또 봐요.